Om Sai Ishwaraya Vidmahe Satyadevaaya Dhimahi Tanna Sarva Prachodayat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Pathaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Grathitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitamrita Varshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Amba Tvamanusandathami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudra Marutaha Stunvanti Divyaistavaihi Vedai Sangapadakramopanishadaihi Gayanti Yam Samagaha Dhyanavasthita Tadgatena Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yoginaha Yasyantam Navidustura Suraganaha Devaya Tasmai Namaha. So children, today actually we'll be doing the summary or revision, very brief revision of 4th, 5th and 6th chapter. But before that, as I was requested specifically by Gandharva to give a very, very brief, revision again of Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means doing all our actions with the feeling that I'm offering all my actions to Bhagavan, to God. That is called as Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. So whatever I do, it will be a worship. And how do I accept all the karma phalas or the results of my actions? I accept all my actions as Ishvara Prasada or God's Prasada. That is the most important thing about Karma Yoga. That is the definition of Karma Yoga. So for Arjuna, what is Karma Yoga? To fight this war with the intention or with the feeling that he's going to offer his action to Bhagwan, to God, and receive whatever is the result of the war as God's prasada. So for us, we people, what is Karma Yoga? Whatever action we are doing in whichever field, like you are students. So whatever action you are doing, whatever things you do as students, you do that with the intention that all my actions are actually going to be given, or they are going to be offered, or they are nothing but worship to your Swami. Okay, so that way you are offering all your actions to God, and you are going to get whatever results come. You take it happily without judging it. You take it happily as Swami's prasada. That is in nutshell what we saw as the Karma Yoga. And then for common daily living, for our daily life, Bhagwan talked about Karma Yoga in the form of Pancha Mahayagnas, which yesterday I described detail. Most important of Pancha Mahayagnas, what it means is that you live a life of contribution. Try to contribute more to the world and consume less. Live in harmony with the whole world. Live in harmony with the environment. Live in harmony with all the other individuals. Living in harmony, not really harming any other being around you, and doing all our actions as worship to God and accepting everything as God's blessings. That is ultimately Karma Yoga. This is the simplest and the briefest explanation of Karma Yoga, Gandharva. Okay? Okay. So now, 4th and 5th chapter can be considered as continuation. It can be taken as one chapter only. Now, in the 4th chapter and 5th chapter, what Bhagwan talks of is basically what is this knowledge, which we saw in the 2nd chapter, Jnanam. We saw that Jnana Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, correct? 2nd chapter was called as Sankhya Yoga. Why? Because the main important aspect that was discussed there, many things were discussed. As I, gave yesterday the summary of the 2nd chapter, many things were discussed. The first thing was what? Jnana Yoga. What is really, who are you? Who are ye? That is what Krishna discussed as what we call as the Atma Anatma Viveka or Jnana Yoga. Then he discussed Karma Yoga, correct? Then he discussed what is Swadharma, what is Swakarma. Then he discussed what is called as the who is a wise man, Sthita Prajna, correct? And in the third chapter, Bhagwan gave details of Karma Yoga, which we discussed yesterday and today also. Now in the fourth chapter and fifth chapter, Bhagwan will elaborate. Bhagwan means God, Lord Krishna. He will elaborate on what? Jnana Yoga. What was that Jnana Yoga? Where was it taught? In the second chapter, between the 12th verse and the 25th verse, Atma Jnanam was talked about. What is the meaning of Atma Jnanam? That is what is being talked about in the fourth chapter and fifth chapter, which we will take together. Before Bhagwan talks of Atma Jnanam, he starts saying that this Atma Jnanam or this knowledge about what you are, what I, God, am, this is a very, very ancient knowledge. This is the knowledge given in our scriptures. And Bhagwan said, I taught this knowledge to Vivaswan. I gave this knowledge to sun. Vivaswan means what? Our Surya Bhagwan. He says, I gave this knowledge to Surya Bhagwan, and from there it came continuously from Guru to Shishya, like that. It came in a like a chain, it came down. And the same knowledge, Arjuna, I am giving you. Arjuna got a doubt. How can it be? Vivaswan or Surya Bhagwan came when the creation started, millions of years ago. And Lord Krishna is saying, I taught this knowledge to Surya Bhagwan. How is it possible? How can it be possible? So Arjuna asked the question to Lord Krishna, how is it? You and me are almost of the same age. I know that you were born almost, at the time when I was born. But how is it that you say that you have given this knowledge to even sun god or Surya Bhagwan in the beginning of the creation itself? How do you say that? Okay. Then what happened when he asked that question? Bhagwan said, look, I have as God, I have come to this earth many times in the form of an avatara. What is avatara? Bhagwan said that whenever it is necessary for me to come down to this Bhuloka, to this earth, whenever my bhaktas ask me, whenever my bhaktas pray to me very, very deeply for help, I come as an avatara. I have come many times before as avatara. What is the meaning of avatara? With my will, keeping everything under my control, I can appear in any form, in any body, wherever it is necessary, whenever it is necessary to help a bhakta. But Arjuna, you or the jivas, we people cannot do that. It is not possible to do that for us, our other people. Whereas for God, for Bhagavan, it is possible to appear wherever he wants, whenever he wants, in whatever form he wants. Okay, God can appear as what? Mahishasura Mardhini, that Devi who killed the Mahishasura. Okay, Bhagwan can appear in the form of Rama Avatara. He can come in the form of any avatara. Earlier we have seen, you all are aware of the 10 avataras which are talked about commonly. So what Lord Krishna said is, you do not know anything about your previous births, Arjuna, but I know, because I come whenever I want, whenever I'm needed, whenever the earth, whenever people are in trouble, wherever I'm needed, I come. When Bhagwan was needed to come in an animal form like a Varaha Avatara or Veena Avatara, Varaha Avatara, he came in that form. When it was necessary for Bhagwan to come in a animal and God form, he came as a combination of lion and man in Narasimha Avatara. When it was necessary for Bhagwan to come in the form of a small, short boy like a dwarf, he came in Vamana Avatara. When he had to come again to destroy so many daityas, who were troubling the rishis in Naimisharanyam, in Dandakaranyam, what happened at that time? Bhagavan came as Ramavatara. And now, Arjuna, I have come here. To what? For what? To establish dharma. Whenever there is a lot of disturbance between dharma and adharma, when dharma becomes very, very less and feeble and weak, when adharma becomes very strong and the dharmic people are not able to survive, dharmic people are not able to really do what is necessary for them even to survive, when adharma becomes very predominant, at that time I come. So what did he say? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bharata tad yuthanam adharmasya, okay, atmanam srijamyaham. Abhyuttanam adharmasya. That means to get rid of adharma, to clear adharmis, to destroy people who are following adharma, and also what? Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. I will come again and again. I will come again and again. Whenever people need me, whenever dharma becomes very weak in the society, when the whole social system is completely covered by adharma, when the people who follow adharma have become very, very strong, at such times, I will come and I will destroy adharma. I will destroy all the people who are adharmis and protect all who dharmis, the sadhus, the good people, the bhaktas, those who are following dharma. I will protect them. That he told. And then Bhagwan said that, look, I have created this whole universe and I have created various Varna systems. What are Varna systems? Grouping of people to do whatever job they are at best, which they can do at their best. So I have divided the society into 4 groups depending upon how people are, which group of people are capable of doing what job very, very efficiently. In that way, I am responsible for the Varna system. Those who are very good in teaching, those who are very good in, Vedas, Veda Patana, those who are very good in teaching the Vedas, those who are very good in teaching others, such people who uphold the Vedas, they are called as Brahmana Varna. Varna here means what? A group of people who are capable of doing something very, very well. So those are very good in teaching. Those are very good in studying. Such people belong to the Brahmana Varna. Then he said we have a Kshatriya Varna where the people are very, very strong people called as Kshatriyas. They will rule the kingdom. They will protect the people. They will protect the entire society. So these people who are protectors of the society, who are very strong and who can fight to protect dharma, they are called as Kshatriyas. Then there is a group of people, a Varna of people who are very good in commerce, very good in business, very good in generating money for the society to run, in agriculture, in taking care of the cows. All these things they are capable of. They are very good in commerce, retail and commerce. Such people are called as Vaishyas. That group of people, Varna. Then there are other people who are very good in service, very good in serving and taking care of the basic requirements needed by all the 4 other 3 Varnas. And they are called as Shudras. There is no untouchability here. Understand? There is no caste or untouchability here. Bhagwan has grouped Varnas, has grouped different people in different Varnas depending upon what they are capable of doing in their best way. Okay. Then what did Bhagwan talk about? Bhagwan said, look, Arjuna, the main reason why I have come here is not only to protect dharma and protect all the people who follow the dharma, but I have also come here to teach people this knowledge called as Atmajnanam. which has come right from our scriptures, which has come from our scriptures, from our Vedas. This is the knowledge which was there revealed by Bhagwan himself to various rishis. And our Vedas have this knowledge, Vedic knowledge. And what is Atmajnana? Atmajnana means whatever is the real nature of you, individual. What is my real nature as God? What is that really? What is the world? To understand this knowledge, which our scriptures give, which our Vedas give, where what is really an individual jiva? What is this whole jagat that we are seeing? What is God? What is this God? Who am I, God, Ishvara? What is my real nature? Who am I? Who am I by the name Ishvara? Who are you, Arjuna, as an individual? What is this world that you are looking around you? Yeah. So what Bhagwan says is this knowledge called Atma Jnanam. It's also called as Brahma Jnanam. Okay. It is also called as Paravidya, which I told you last time also when I took this fourth chapter. And Bhagwan says, I have come to you as a guru now, Arjuna, and I am going to teach you this knowledge, this scriptural knowledge called as Paravidya or Atmajnanam. And what is the phalam of knowing this knowledge? Why should we know this knowledge? Why should we study? Why should we understand what is the nature of me, the individual? What is this Jagat? Who am I? What is this world? What is Bhagwan? Why should we understand it? Bhagwan says, by understanding this, by knowing this, you will be free from all confusion and sorrow. And what is this called? When one is free from all confusion and all sorrow, it is called what? Moksha. So what does Bhagwan say? It is necessary for all of us, all human beings, to ultimately understand what our Vedas are talking about ourselves, about God, and about the whole universe around us. This knowledge is called as Atma Jnanam. And I took a long, full session to explain what this Atma is, what the knowledge of Atma is. So very briefly, I will tell you what this is now. Okay. What is Atma? What Bhagwan says is, whenever you look at yourself, whenever you say I, whenever you say, or say I say I. Somebody asks you, who are you? You will say, I am Bhuvan. I was born to so and so. I was born on such and such a date. I was born in this particular place. Okay, and I'm so many years old. I'm studying in this school. Now, all this you say details about yourself. But what are you talking about? You are talking about what is seen by you and everybody, that is the body. Okay, but what our scriptures say is, what Bhagwan says is, all of us are, yes, no doubt, body is that which is seen by me also, which is seen by you also. Correct? I can see my own body. You people also can see me. But then there is something else which is not seen. That which is behind this body, that which is inside this body, that which is outside this body also, that which is in the body of even Bhagwan Krishna, that which is in the body of every God, that which is everywhere in this world. And what is that? That is called as Atma. And this Atma is not seen because it is very, very, very subtle. But because of Atma, the body is able to function as it is. The eyes can see because of the Atma. The ears can hear because of the Atma. The hands can grasp and work because of Atma. The legs can walk because of Atma. We can breathe because of Atma. We can think because of Atma. Okay, God also does all his actions, like all the great actions that God has done. What has Krishna done in this life? He has killed so many asuras. He has helped Pandavas all the time. He has always helped his bhaktas. What is it? It is God's body which is doing all this. But what is it that is inside? It is the Atma. That Atma is what is the reality. Atma is the real. It does not come and go. It is all the time there. It is called as Nityam. It is called as Avyayam. Atma never dies. It is never born. What is born is only the body. Similarly, for Bhagwan also, a body appears as an avatara. And when the avatara's work is over, what does Bhagwan do? He withdraws his body, and the body of Bhagwan also goes back. So what remains? It is only the Atma that remains. And we already saw in the 7th chapter, 8th chapter, 9th chapter, Bhagwan calls it as what? Para Prakriti. You remember? Para Prakriti. Atma was called as Para Prakriti by Bhagwan. And what example did I give you to explain what is Atma and what is body? Body is seen. Body is that which does all the work. But what is it that is behind this body, which is not seen, which makes this body work, which makes all the other bodies work, which makes this entire world function? What is that? It is Atma. What example did I give you for that? I gave you the example of electricity and various other gadgets, correct? Electricity is not seen, correct? But it is electricity which makes the fan work as fan. It is the electricity which makes the bulb light up as bulb. It is the electricity which makes the geyser to create heat and heat up water. It is the electricity which makes the iron to heat up and help me to iron clothes. But what is there behind all the gadgets? What is there is one electricity. Is it different behind an iron? Is the electricity different behind a bulb? In our house only, are there different electricities? Okay, there is no different electricity, no? There's no one electricity for fan, one electricity for bulb, one for fridge, one for TV, no. There is one electricity which is lighting up all the gadgets in my house. The same electricity is lighting up all the gadgets in all the houses in and around. And it is one source of electricity which comes from somewhere, wherever it is generated by water turbines, correct? But then electricity can go, it can go off. But Atma is something that, don't say Atma is electricity, huh? I have only given an example. Atma is not electricity. What is Atma? Atma is that because of which the world is functioning, the individual beings are functioning, and God also has the same Atma. So first thing is what? I am not the body. The world that you see around, that is not the reality. Even Bhagwan, when we see as Rama or Krishna, that is only the appearance of Bhagwan. But what is there behind all these things? It is one Atma. There are no 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4 hundreds of Atma. So first thing in Atma Jnanam is what? That I am not the body. I am the Atma, the unseen life principle behind this body. It is the same life principle which is behind all the bodies, whether it is human beings, whether it's animals, whether it's plants, whatever it is. Behind all the living beings, it is the same life principle. It is the same life principle which is behind the entire, or which is making the entire world function. You see, the world is a dynamic thing, no? World is not simply staying like this. Every day there are changes. Every day new things are happening. Sun is rising, sun is setting, moon is rising, stars are there, fire is there, water is flowing, rains are coming, forest fires are there, and then trees are falling, new trees are coming up, new plants are coming. Every day there are new flowers. So what is it that is making all these things happen in the world? The same life principle which is behind this body is also the same life principle behind the whole universe. And that is also the life principle behind what we call as God. So these two very important things. Third thing what Krishna said was, even if the body goes, it is only the body that goes. But the Atma or the life principle inside does not disappear, does not die, does not come and go. It is all the time there. Okay. What is the body? It is only a reflecting medium, like a mirror. Supposing I stand in front of a mirror and look at myself, what I see the reflection, correct? The reflection comes and goes, but I don't come and go. I am there only, correct? If the mirror breaks, the reflection breaks. I don't break, correct? So what Bhagavan is saying is that this Atma manifests through various reflecting media. Like in me individual, it is this body. In the world, it is all these names and forms we are seeing in the world. And in Bhagwan, like Bhagwan's body, like Rama's body, like Krishna's body, like Narsimha's body, it manifests like God. That's only a reflecting medium. And when the reflecting medium comes and goes, but the main one which reflects does not come and go. And what does Bhagwan say? The one who understands this. Right now, I know it is difficult for you children to understand. You don't bother about it. Just remember only three things in Atmajnani. Remember only three things. Number one, I am not the body. There is a life principle inside which is called as Atma, which is all the time there, which doesn't appear and disappear. The body comes and goes. It is the same life principle which is behind all the bodies of all the living beings. It is the same life principle which is in the world also. Okay? And all our bodies and other things in the world only reflect this life principle. The reflecting medium can come and go, but the main Atma, the life principle, is always there. That's all you remember. Understood? There is one life principle, one Atma in everybody. That will be told again in the 13th chapter when we are going to take it up from Thursday. Okay? So, if you know this, what happens? What is the result of this knowledge? What is the result of understanding this knowledge? Bhagwan says the result of understanding this knowledge is that a person becomes a sthita prajna. The person becomes a wise person. Who is a wise person? We saw yesterday. The one who has understood very clearly that I am not the body, I am the Atma. The world is not what it looks, it's really the Atma, but manifesting like the whole world. What is Bhagwan? Not the my form of my Ishta Devata, but that consciousness, or we'll call it Atma, don't worry about consciousness. It is what is called as the Atma, which is behind even my favorite God also. If I love Ganapati, Ganapati's body, I see, is only a reflecting medium. But behind that shape, behind that form, what is there? That same Atma is the life principle. And if you understand the sameness of Atma in everything, in you and in every other being, then you are free from confusion and sorrow. You are free from fear. This freedom from fear, confusion, and sorrow in our scriptures is called as moksha or freedom. Moksha means freedom. Freedom from what? Freedom from fear, sorrow, and confusion. Okay? And a person who knows this very clearly, it is not very easy to understand it. You have to prepare your mind with karma yoga. You have to prepare your mind with lot of worship of God. And then after many years of study, this knowledge, when it is understood, then a person becomes free from what? Free from fear, free from confusion, free from sorrow. Such a person is called as a Mukta Purusha, Sthita Prajna, a free person. And in the 5th chapter, Lord Krishna says, how does this Mukta Purusha or Sthita Prajna behave in this world? For him, everything, everybody is one and the same. There is no difference at all. There is no difference between me and you. He sees the body as different, but he understands that The life principle behind all the bodies is same. Whether he is dealing with a boy, whether he is dealing with a very, very educated person, whether he is dealing with an animal, whether he is dealing with an animal like a, cow or a elephant, whatever it is, or he is dealing with a dog, or whether he is dealing with any other very, very, very poor person, a dirty person also. In all these people, what will he see? What will this Jnani see? What this Sita Prajna will see? The same Atma will see. So what does it give him? This knowledge. How does it help this person? It makes him capable of seeing everybody as equal. And how does he do his actions? Whenever he is doing any action, he does not get affected by either the actions or by the results of their actions. So what example has Bhagavan given in the 5th chapter? Whatever he does, it is like a Padma Patra Iva Ambhasa. What is the meaning? It means that a lotus leaf, you have seen a lotus leaf, children? When there is a lotus leaf in the water, the lotus leaf doesn't become wet. Why? Because there is something, a very, very kind of a waxy coating on that leaf, on the lotus leaf. So it is in water all the time. Dirt also doesn't stick to it. Water also doesn't stick to it. So Bhagavan says in the 5th chapter, this wise person, this Sthita Prajna, sees everybody in the same way. He does not see any difference between different people. He sees the same Atma in everybody. And then whatever work he does not get affected. He does not get tainted by either the work or the action or the karma phala. What is the meaning? The results of the actions or whatever action he does not get affected by his actions. Normally we get affected, no, by our actions. Oh, you have I done it properly or not? I did not do it properly. I should have done like that. I should have done like this. I did not do this. I did not do that. All these things I will start thinking when I do actions. Any action that I do, correct? Take a game of football you are playing also. Oh, yo, I should not have done that. I did not do it. I should have played like this. Because you think that you have done it. Yes, you have done it. But then, how have you done it? If you have done it as an offering to the Lord, then you are not going to get affected by whatever the result of that action is. Therefore, what does Bhagavan say? This wise man does all his actions. How? Like a Padma Patra Iva Ambhasa. Nothing affects, nothing taints him. He will be a very busy person, like our Swami, how busy he's doing. He's doing so many things. But do you think he's affected by what he's doing? No. Is he worried about what will happen here, what will happen there? He's not. He's not worried by what is going to happen. Why? Because all his actions are Padma Patra Iva Ambhasa. Like a lotus leaf which is in water, not getting affected, not getting wet by water. Like that, Sthita Prajna, a wise person, does not get affected by the world. Okay? He continues to live and do all his actions, but does not get affected unduly by the world. And he sees everybody in the same way. This was the summary of the 4th and 5th chapter. Okay? Now, in the 6th chapter, what Bhagavan says, he says, this knowledge, Arjuna, that you have learned from me, and for us also, all of us who have learned from Krishna, it is not something very easy to understand. Therefore, what should you do? You should surrender to a guru, which he told in the 4th chapter itself. How do you learn this knowledge? You have to surrender to the guru. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. What is the meaning of that? If you want to learn this knowledge properly, if you want to make this knowledge doubtless, you have to surrender yourself to a guru and ask for this knowledge. The Guru is going to teach this knowledge to you. Who is a Guru? The Guru who has been trained by his Guru, by a parampara, to teach this particular knowledge. So such a person is called as a Guru, a parampara Guru. He knows how to teach, because this knowledge is a very difficult knowledge. He knows how to teach it. Therefore, you have to first surrender to a Guru. That is number one. Then what should you do? You should listen to the Guru for a considerable period of time, not 1 day or 2 days. Like you are sitting in the school for how many years? First standard to 10th standard, correct? Then in the PUC, you are sitting for 2 years. Then in your graduation course or whatever, again you are sitting in the school for 3 to 5 years. And what are you doing? You are constantly, consistently listening to your teachers, correct? And what is this knowledge? It is the same knowledge which started in first standard, but becoming bigger and vaster and vaster and vaster, correct? In the first standard, Guru taught you 1 plus 1 is 2, correct? Then in the middle school, the same Guru taught you some simple other arithmetic problem. In high school, the same arithmetic was, taught in with various other things like algebra, geometry and all that, correct? When you went to PUC, then you had much more complicated mathematics, but it is not different. It is studying the same subject at more and more and more depth you are studying, correct? Similarly, Atma Jnanam also does not come in 1 day. It does not come in 1 year. Atma Jnanam also has to be started at the basic level. You have to go to the Guru. Go on learning for years together, years together. And what do you do to learn? Shravanam, or listening. You have to listen to the Guru. The Guru will talk to you about the words of Shastra. You have to listen to the Guru. Then what should you do? You should go on thinking about it, asking questions again and again to the Guru to make your knowledge without any doubts. So what is the first step? Shravanam, where you listen to the Guru about this knowledge. Second step is what? You clear your intellect from all doubts regarding this knowledge. How do you clear the doubts? By listening again and again and asking relevant questions to the Guru. This process is called as Mananam. Then what do? Third step, you have to revise it. Again and again and again you have to revise it. This revision process is called as Nididhyasanam or Dhyanam. That is why the 6th chapter is called as what? Dhyana Yoga. What is the meaning of Dhyana Yoga? Remembering, revising, contemplating on whatever you have heard about this Atma Jnana over and over and over again. Like how you revise your physics or chemistry or maths again and again and again before going for the exam. In Atma Jnana, there is no exam. We are giving you a test only to see whether you have understood. But really in Atma Jnana, where is the test? There is no test. What is the test? We have to test ourselves. Whether we have reached, whether we are free from sorrow, confusion, okay? Whether we are free from all that, we have to check. But otherwise, you have to keep on listening to the Guru. The Shastra. Shastra means what? The scriptures through the Guru. You have to keep on making your knowledge free from any doubts. And thirdly, you have to go on contemplating, revising. This revising is called as Nididhyasana or Anusandhanam. Swami uses this word Anusandhanam, means again and again and again, bringing it back to the mind. Bringing it back again and again into your mind and thinking over it again and again and again. This is called as Nididhyasana. And for this, what do we need? We need self-effort, isn't it? If I have to listen to the Guru, I have to go to the Guru, I have to open my ears, I have to listen to the Guru. The Guru will not come and force me to listen to this knowledge, correct? The school is not going to force me to come and sit there. Guru is not going to force me. I have to have my self-effort to go and join the school, sit in front of the Guru and learn, correct? I have to have my self-effort in making this knowledge doubt-free. Therefore, I have to put my effort in all these things. If I don't put effort, God also can't help me. Correct? I have to be willing to put my effort. So this Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, this process of learning, not only Atmajnana, in all fields of knowledge you have this, you need this. You have to listen to the Guru, you have to again and again and again listen to the Guru, and again you have to revise it again. In all branches of knowledge you have to do this. Shravanam, Mananam and Nididhyasanam. More so in Atmajnana. You understand? And for that, we require what? Self-effort. So in the sixth chapter, what Bhagavan is talking about? The role of self-effort he is talking about. And he says, Uddharedatmanatmanam natmanam avasadhayet. Okay? Atma is your real friend. Atma is also, Atma means you. You yourself are your friend. Okay, na atmanam avasade, means you please lift yourself up, bring yourself up to learn this knowledge from the Guru. Put in your effort, put in your self-effort, because when you put your effort in learning something, you become your own friend. Here, Uddharen Atmanatmanam means here, Bhagwan is not, sometimes the word Atma is used for the body also. Not that Atma just I talked about. Don't worry about this. Here, the meaning of Uddharet Atmana Atmanam Na Atmanam Avasadet means don't put down yourself. Okay? Have self-confidence in yourself. Make an effort to learn. Okay? You are your own enemy. You are your own friend. When you put in your effort, when you try to learn any knowledge properly, you become your own friend. Correct? When you put yourself down, when you don't have the self-confidence in you, don't want to approach a guru, when you don't want to make that effort to learn, then you become your own enemy. So most important thing in the sixth chapter that Bhagavan stresses on is what? You have to get this knowledge by Shravanam, Mananam and constant contemplation. For that, your cooperation is necessary. Your effort is necessary. You should give enough time. You should put all your effort like you learn any other branch of knowledge. And when you open yourself to this knowledge, you will get it like any other knowledge. You make an effort, go to school, okay, and be very disciplined in your body, disciplined in your mind. Sit in front of the teacher and learn whatever the teacher is talking about. Then you are your own friend. You get this knowledge. Okay. If your mind is not disciplined, running here and there, if your body is not disciplined all the time, shaking, okay, your intellect is all the time thinking of something. If you are not disciplined with regard to your body, mind, sense complex, then you become an enemy to yourself. Okay, so what was talked about in the first 6 chapters? The nature of individual was talked. What is the nature of individual? I am not the body, I am the Atma. Second, what was talked about? Second thing was the self-effort that was talked about. What is the meaning of self-effort? I prepare myself for this knowledge. I go to a guru. I prepare my mind with the discipline. And what is the discipline and preparation that was talked about in these 6 chapters? Karma Yoga. So the first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita talk only about my real nature. Who am I, the individual, number one. Second one, how do I approach to get this knowledge? What is the self-effort that is required by me? And what is the sadhana and the self-effort that I have to do in the form of karma yoga? Okay, so the nature of the individual, karma yoga, and the stress on the self-effort was the 3 things which were talked about in the entire 6 chapters. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.